United States. I cannot mention his name.
Keeping your seconds and trainers
Secret. But we analyzed it with long castle instead of rook d1.
Right, that was a big question for me. This is a little bit unusual not to see the king on c1 in this variation. The problem from White's point of view is to get his king out of the center. He's going to have to move his bishop, his knight, and castles. Well, that's a normal procedure, of course, except if you look at White's bishop on f1, you notice that it doesn't really have a lot of great squares. c4 is defended. Attack rather. Bishop d3 would leave the pawn on d5 and takes. Yes, you could put your bishop on e2, but then you've got to ask yourself, where is this knight on g1 going to go? So that's why normally we see White's king already on at the c1 square. Well, we'll keep an eye out on that game. Just wanted to say, we don't have an update of the game between Vavi and Vichy, but I did note that there was another a tempo, so to speak. Again, White's king still stuck in the center. He's 2 moves away from being able to castle. In the meantime, various threats are raining down, including opening up the position with takes, for arguably f4 and f3. Always this knight, one of these knights, coming to the c4 square, should White dangerously, in my view, move b2, b3 to keep one of those knights out of the c4 square. Can he afford to tempt a very, very, very double-edged position?
And we have a phone call from New Jersey. Welcome to the show. Let us know your question.
This move of bishop c5 was played, and when it was suggested, it actually was suggested in the commentary room before Levon actually played it, asked the question, well, what's the point of the move? And Malcolm Payne said, well, you're attacking a rook. I said, okay, I got that part, but organically, what's the reason for this move? And the main point, of course, is to sidestep the knight c4 move with a tempo, because you're going to see your bishop fall off. The problem with this move is after rook f7, by the way, they were analyzing taking and giving away an exchange reminiscent of Beliavsky Nunn back long time ago, a classic that Nunn was able to defeat Beliavsky by sacrificing in the King's Indian. Well, this point here, though, however, rook f7 more solid. The point being that although the bishop left on e3, the potential gaze of the knight on c4, it itself has become a target on c5, and in very short order, rook's going to show up on this line and attack this bishop as well. So the Levon's pieces are a little bit loose, and he's trying to figure out how to coordinate them, string them together. Everybody's thinking this game could be decisive if White is not careful, and it's clearly Black actually is the one on the hunt, despite being down a pawn. Maxime playing his great friend, but no love lost here. They are going at each other in this game.
Thank you, Maurice. Definitely that game between Levon and MVL has most attention. Balance game going on between our 2 Russian players, Jan
Between Aronian and Vachier, because Vachier has the perfect groove in this position, and he played the move f4, threatening the move f3. And now we're going to see a lot of complications arriving on the board, and White, Levon Aronian, has to make very difficult decisions. For example, a good move would be castle. The problem is I'm going to go f3. I'm going to continue pounding your structure on the king side. And after g takes f3, I have this extra move, knight b to c4. Bishop takes c4, knight takes c4.
Knight f3.
Sorry, after bishop takes c4, knight to f3. This is just game over. So you have to retreat the bishop or the queen all the way to c1. The problem is that where are you going to put your dark square bishop now? I'm going to go b6. I'm going to ask you that question. And if you go on the route with bishop to d4, I'm going to continue bringing more attackers into the game with the move queen to h4. I am 2 pawns down. One of them I'm going to get at any moment I want. But first, I just want to develop my pieces. I want to play queen to h4, bishop d7, rook to a to f8. And I'm asking you, what are your moves?
And just to buttress the position, the exact position you have here, remember a very famous game with Svetozar Gligorich making just these sacrifices, and it made a very powerful impression on me. Gliga played the move bishop h6. in the position you have on your board, and the bishop came to f4, and it was all she wrote.
And then checkmate on h2.
And checkmate on h2. So Levon, despite his material edge,
He has huge
really
problems.
on the back foot.
Huge problems on the dark squares.
Gotcha.
And I think he's realizing that, and we can see him a bit shaking, maybe,
Exactly.
He understands revenge might come from his good friend.
Very motivating. We have a call.